Today we're going to review the adidas Running Ultraboost Light, coming in March, $190. It sees big changes, mainly a massive weight change, as it gets a new Light Boost midsole foam, 30% lighter than the prior boost we've all known. Yet the look doesn't change, so I lose 57 grams or 2 ounces in my US 8.5. The Primeknit upper fits very well. Both Jeff Beck and I agree it's the best Primeknit yet in an Ultraboost, with a fit that'll adapt to different foot shapes, as he has a wider foot and I have a narrow foot. So let's take a deeper dive.
Hello everybody, Sam from RoadTrailRun here in snowy Park City, and my studio's always one of my railings. So let's talk about the Ultraboost Light. This is probably, undoubtedly, the biggest change in the Ultraboost since its first version, because we now get a new TPU-based expanded pellet compound called Light Boost, and this has a dramatic effect on the weight of the shoe, as we go from 2.7 ounces lighter in a US 10.5, or about 2 ounces lighter in my US 8.5. So in grams, that is 76 grams lighter in a 10.5 and about 57 grams lighter in a US 8.5. And we got to admit, the Ultraboost before was a super heavy shoe at 12.7 ounces
in a US 10.5.
We get a much more runnable shoe, and that's exactly what I've found in the testing. I'm going to take them back to the track. I've run a bunch of them outside here on drier roads and indoors, but let's talk a little bit now about some of the details here of the shoe. We'll start with the underside, and as you can see, we have the linear energy push system, the plastic plating.
And here is what it looked like in the Ultraboost 21.
So we no longer have a cross piece a la torsion, and we have a much slimmed down kind of now horseshoe or elongated horseshoe with rubber that's more kind of judiciously placed. We have lots of nice continental rubber here on the outside, firmer, softer rubber here, and kind of a crystal rubber through the whole midfoot, with a very solid rubber at the heel. So I can tell you right away, they are much lighter on foot, totally runnable shoe. Now, whereas before, yeah, they were super popular, lifestyle, you could run in them, but it was just so much weight. Now, let's talk a bit about the Primeknit upper, with at least 50% recycled content, and the overall shoe is now has a 10% less carbon impact. That's all the process, the packaging, the materials, etc. So our Primeknit, and in the past I've often struggled with the Primeknit. It is now super well done, very secure, and super comfortable. We still have our TPU cage, which is now lighter and softer. Both Jeff Beck and I found the cage just completely disappeared. There's no issue with it whatsoever. And you don't have to lace this shoe very tight. It has a broad but low toe box. So in addition, with the cage, the knit, the really good Achilles hold, it should fit a whole bunch of different kinds of feet. Jeff has a moderately wide foot, and I have a narrow one, and it fit us both beautifully. Now let's talk a bit about the clip, or which really makes up the heel counter here. It actually extends quite far down, and I'll show you on this side. It extends right about to the top of the lettering here, and your foot sits down as well in the Light Boost and the clip behind it, and it extends forward. We both agreed, totally unnoticed on the run. So it's a very nice implementation. It serves as the rigid part of the heel counter. You can see here, but it is now lighter and not as rigid as in the 22. You can see here There's no plastic towards the rear around your Achilles. You've got really nice bolsters, a high elf kind of thing. Foot is super well held, and I have a narrower foot. Lacing, very easy. You don't have to over cinch these. Now, in terms of the stack height here, we have a 30 millimeter heel despite appearances because our foot sits down. 20 millimeter forefoot. So this is a relatively thin forefoot shoe, and Jeff noticed that. He's more of a forefoot striker. I'm more of a heel striker. He noticed it being kind of thin, overly thin for him. Now, as far as me, I'm totally happy with it. Although, yes, it is thin, on the thin side at 20, because I found Boost Light provided plenty of rebound. In terms of what does Boost Light feel like? Well, it's a little denser feeling than regular Boost, but very similar. A little less kind of sloppy with the bouncy business. It's much more, I think, especially when you put this much of it with no EVA, a much more kind of suitable foam for running. Wow, just look at that broad rear platform. Very stable on the run. So this is also a shoe I think that both neutral runners, which I am, and those needing a bit of stability can certainly use. You've got the breadth of the platform. You've got the LEP that extends through the midfoot. You've got plenty of durable stabilizing rubber at the heel. So and the fit, of course, you've got a fit that adapts to a whole bunch of foot shapes from narrower to wider. So this is a very versatile kind of shoe in terms of fit and feel. Now the LEP system underneath the plastic is now much more effectively implemented with less rubber in the mix. And what we have here is a really neat combination of a very broad, stable heel, great for us heel strikers. And because we're pretty thin and because our LEP plate, TPU plate is flexible, we've got also that characteristic kind of adidas Adi front flex, which I like so much. Now, in terms of the weight, we're coming in here at 10.3 ounces or 292 grams in a US 8.5. That's what we got here. So it's a bit above 10 ounces. I'd like to see it under 10 ounces as kind of in the daily training class, but it's still very respectable, and it runs kind of lighter than its weight. At least that's what I've found, because you've got that nice stable rebounding heel, you've got a very nice transition forward, and then you've got your LEP, which gives you kind of, well, I won't call it a race flat feel, but kind of a snappy, quick feel off the front. Not, while appearances are exactly the same, really. Cage is a little slimmed down, but as your older Ultraboost, this is really a true running shoe, and something that was really missing, for me anyway, in the Adidas lineup. So, for example, the two Adidas shoes that I liked in 2022, the $100 Supernova 2, which had regular boost at the heel and bounce at the front. A mellow, very, very nice trainer here. We have our new lighter, kind of quicker rebounding boost, and we have it up front, of course, and we have the plate. So it's a snappier feel than that shoe, which weighed a bit less and about the same stack height. The other trainer from Adidas at kind of the other extreme is the Primeknit Strung. Much lighter, much higher stack, much less stable at the heel, but an incredible sensation of flight off the front. I really like what Adidas is doing here in terms of the front response and snappiness. As shoes get higher stacked, and here, for example, the Saucony Ride is at 27 millimeters at the forefoot, and here we're only 20. You kind of lose that old school snap, but you do, of course, with more stack, get more cushion. So this is sort of a compromise in the sense that there's lots at the heel, lots of stability, lots of platform breadth, and kind of a racier front feel. So it's probably not going to be a shoe you're going to want to go for many people, particularly forefoot striker for long runs. But I like it a lot. This is a big improvement. Wish it was a bit lighter. So Jeff and I have also written a full detailed multi-tester written review, which you can find over at RoadTrailRun.com. But the Ultraboost Light is coming out in around March 1st for $190. It really reinvigorates the franchise without changing that iconic look and that kind of really distinctive look. We still have the cage, we still have the broad platform, we still have the Primeknit upper now, much better implemented, I think, than ever before. But now you can actually, and people have run in the Ultraboost, but at 10.3 ounces in my US 8.5, this is a totally runnable shoe, and it maintains its lifestyle vibe while becoming a more performance-oriented run trainer for more of us. Well done, Adidas. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great run.